Initially I went with the light lenses just to check the size and test some ideas for the sci-fi truck, but I had 6 of those, and that is so rare that I had to use it. Also, of course, I loved its concave shape and the details it had. From there, of course, I went looking for some extra shapes that I had multiple of, and I found a couple that looked so good. As always, all of the chosen pieces had some extra plastic that I needed gone. And then pretty quickly came the first 3D printed parts. To make the tires for those wheels, I made an inside and an outside piece using the measurements of the orange concave plastic shape. As always, everything was attached with the CA glue and of course a bit of seasoning with the baking soda. And on some places I went with the thin CA, which can find its way through the pieces. At last came the back portion of the tire, and of course I'm always gluing my fingers to the piece to make sure everything is aligned. I needed some reliable axles for the wheels, so I went looking for the perfect solution. Each of those 4mm steel rod bits were attached to a matching hole. Now I know that these steel rods are an overkill. I'm pretty sure that the truck is going to end up super light, and of course I'm not going to be playing with it like a toy. No, I'm serious, I'm not. But these steel rods gave me an opportunity to use my drill press to remove some print lines. Now let me tell you, making 6 of those wheels was super time consuming, so hit the like button if you liked what you saw, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. I ended up with this bouquet of wheels that of course got all primed. To attach the wheels to the truck, I began developing this system right here where I can sorta choose the angle I want to set the piece to be able to change the height of each wheel. Now this was only a first try and I can already see where I need to improve my design. Also, to be able to change the angle after the fact with a type of ratchet system would be ideal. So I'll probably revisit that idea and investigate it a little more in the future. For now, for this particular project, this is more than enough. With this system right here, I can set each wheel on a different height, so if I decide to go with a nature scene for this project, for instance, I can kind of put it on a cool pose with each wheel reacting to the terrain, I guess. But at this point in the project, I decided to glue the wheels on the same position and evenly distribute them along the length of the truck. That was kind of challenging, it took some time. Now let me tell you, seeing this truck with its 6 giant wheels on the ground was so much fun. I always forget how much I love doing vehicles. Now as you can see, the wheels are kind of slanted back, and this is not by mistake, this is by design, because I want to add something really cool right here on the back. I have this box where I keep some bigger shapes that are ideal for some extra structures. I wanted to make a tank, and so I went with these 2 identical pieces. This plastic is known to resist being glued or painted, so I gave it a nice surface texture that increases the surface area and helps the CA on keeping everything together. I found some laser cut acrylic shapes that perfectly matched the diameter of the tank, so I grabbed a couple, taped them together, and made a flat spot on my disc center, because right there I want to add the attachment point for the back of the truck. Then I chose a couple of round resin panels, one for each side of the tank. And they were attached on both ends, again with some CA glue after some sanding. Then of course the challenge was to create a nice attachment point right here on the back of the truck. I wanted the fuel tank to be sitting on an angle and also kind of exceeding the length of it. Now if you remember on the first episode, I kind of made a 3D model of the Wi-Fi router shape which I used to begin this project. It is the body of the truck, so I used that on Fusion 360 to make this custom piece right here. And to attach everything together, of course, I'm going for the fake Lego pieces. Now I know it's kinda early for a detail pass in this project, but recently I found some very good looking gribbles. You'll see those in a minute that I had to add to the model at that point. So I began by actually choosing a couple of resin pieces, and that one in particular right there was used on a recent project. Let me know in the comments if you know exactly where this is from. But yeah, I began by combining it with some extra pieces here and there, some laser cut acrylic shapes, of course, as always. But here's the real deal. Recently I took apart a bunch of these calculators right here, and those had some very good looking gribbles inside, especially this one right here, which is super transparent and good looking, and it works so well with this sci-fi truck. I ended up having a ton of those, as you can see, and those will be used on the next projects for sure. So yeah, here it is. I of course made 2 of those, and then I grabbed 2 good looking shapes to be like the fittings and glued them on the top of the truck, making this model officially a sci-fi frog. Now don't worry, cause there was still time for one last mistake on the wig. Can you see the frog aspect of it right there? Because I definitely can, and I love it. Thank you so much if you watched this far in the video. A special thanks for all my patrons and YouTube members. You are all the best. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.